Hey everybody, it's your favorite chip here, Vertical Dorito. Coming up with another video. It's kind of like a follow-up to my one that I posted yesterday or like the day before about the new um, Horse Flight unique gloves that GGG showed off in 0.5, the trailer. They were talking about how you can get your culling threshold up over to enough to cull normal monsters. Well, I got mine over 400% to be able to cull magic monsters too. So this is a little, oh, maybe go to that. Maybe a little map showcase first. I did this yesterday, or in my other video too. This one, basically it's going to be the same thing. This is a T15, juiced up, 3 tablets are running both daily, irradiated and ritual. Not as juicy as you can get it, obviously. I haven't done the full uh, raised area with the arbiter. Yeah, pretty tired. Haven't done fully yet, so haven't unlocked every node, but this would be pretty good. Pretty good start. So we are using, as you can see, we're using Killing Palm in order to cull the enemies around. And since our cull threshold is so high, and it's being increased from Horror's Flight, we are able to cull both normal monsters and magic monsters, which means we really only deal with rares. And we deal with rares by just using Falling Thunder, because Killing Palm generates power charges when it kills enemies, and obviously this can, when you're culling this many enemies, you kind of have power charges all the time. So basically, when you come into a rare monster or a monster that you can't cull, all you do is just simply Falling Thunder them, and they just die. It's kind of reminiscent of Flicker Strike. That's what I kind of compared it to in the other video, because you're warping around. Only this time things like you really don't, you're not really worried about your damage when it comes to clear, because you just pull everything anyways, except the rare monsters, which we just do a simple, like I said, we do Falling Thunder, we do crit, and we stack power charges, able to get the more damage multiplier off of those, because Falling Thunder is really, really, really good. It does a lot of damage. It's pretty simple playstyle. It's essentially just 2 buttons. It's a little more when it comes to like actually bossing, but we are clear is pretty simple, and it's very fast and satisfying to play like this. I have the sound off because it kind of sounds like popcorn when it's going, but I wanted to explain it first before I turn the sound effects on. So I'll turn it on here in a second before I go across the bridge. Enemy options, turn this back up, and you can hear what it sounds like. It's pretty satisfying to listen to. You just basically, whenever you get into something you can't kill, you just roll back, Falling Thunder, and stuff just dies. Because you have enough damage with both your crit and your power charges, and like a decent quarterstaff to basically kill everything. Rituals are really easy. You can do them real quick. Just hold down the button, essentially. Kill most things. Almost nothing hits you. Let's see, we have a 2.7 K ES there, and we have 95% deflect chance, as well as like 70ish% chance to evade. So between the energy shield and the deflect and the evade, basically there's not many things that can hit you or kill you. And even rare monsters, the only thing you really have to do is you have to get them like to, I'd say like 45% or so. So do the delirium in this map. Whoopsie. Basically, I'm a map on like this. Things over here. I'm gonna grab the delirium mirror real quick. It's really good for delirium because I mean, a lot of the monsters obviously they get delirious effect, which means they are really hard to kill after a little bit, but it doesn't matter because you're pulling everything anyways. All of these monsters just get pulled. I don't worry about them. They just die. It's pretty good. And the good thing about this is you don't have to really worry about your damage. And so it's not really too reliant on anything. Other than the few uniques that I have. I'm running, obviously, a Horror's Flight, which is, I think, 2 div right now, and I think I'm running a Virus that's been corrupted to 120%, so that was a little pricey. I think it was, like, maybe, like, 10 or 15. Other than those two, you can basically run whatever you want. It'll perform just like this. I think in my other video I had mentioned a 0.25 second cap on the killing column. That I don't think that is really a thing. That was just some shenanigans happening when I was playing it. There's a good example. You see, I couldn't kill that guy, and I didn't have anything else to pull around me, so I just used Monster Destruction into Falling Thunder, which is a pretty standard tech. People are doing that last league with Aelix Chimes in order to get past. But if you don't want to spend all the money on the Aelix or anything like that, you don't want to use Falling Thunder, you can always just take out this one. Because, you know, it's still just a good amount of damage. Obviously not as much as Falling Thunder with all the power charges, but it's a good amount. It's enough. You know, I was killing Tangmazu, the Delirium boss with it. Day 3 or something like that, day 2. So, if it works, it works. Whatever you gotta do to make it work. Hello? We keep our cull threshold up. That's why we use martial awareness on the bells. You don't have to, but it's really useful. For that. Do Hannah Chalula. Pop it. Another one. Okay. Didn't kill, so we're just going to do it through our emotions. We basically repeat the same thing. Just do this over and over until she dies. Yeah, pretty easy. Let's do a little showcase of what's going on. So, like I said, Horror's Flight. It's level 19. Nothing really special about this. It's literally just the unique item. When you cull a target, you get Fear Incarnate. Fear Incarnate increases your culling strike threshold. This is what enables you to get over 400%, so you can actually cull magic monsters and not just normal monsters. I'll do a little showcase with these 2 items at the end, or specifically this item at the end, to kind of show what I was playing around with. But other than that, you do this. You do Mirror Zuxor. I have mine at 120%, so that I can avoid having to go all the way down to certain parts of the tree to pick up more increased threshold. Because if you didn't have this at 120, you would need to do a lot more pathing. It's a good evasion, ES, chest bees, ring with lightning damage, some other stats, some resistances, same thing, lightning damage, fist damage, evasion, stats, resistances, standard stuff, nothing too crazy in the build. Nothing like, you know, insane at least. The only thing is I'm running a struggle scream with both Bounty Hunter and Hunting Abandon, both of which increase your culling strike threshold, which is what you need you need to have either a path to one of these on the tree. I'll show you where they are. So if you're starting as monk, hunting companion is down here. It gives you 20%. The other one is down here, bounty hunter. It gives you 25%. These small passives also give you another 5. So 5, 10, 15, plus this will give you 40. Plus the 20% here will give you 60. And that will give you enough with the culling strike 2 to go over 400%. It's just a little difficult to get all the way up there without some investment. But that's besides the point. See my tree, since your weapons at 1, we are hollow. We have to pick up hollow palm technique. We don't have to, but I picked up hollow palm technique for the extra skill speed that you get with killing palm, or the more attack speed multiplier you get with killing palm. It is very nice. And since our damage doesn't really matter, we can just primarily focus directly onto like a generic quarterstaff setup with a bunch of lightning damage, a bunch of crit. So I got, I went over here, got the crit damage, got the crit here. I didn't pick this up, but I get the whole crit wheel. Weapon set 2 has those on there. Got the extra power charges, the whole crit setup over here. Just basically alling in on the falling thunder, and then the rest of it is taken care of by horsefly. So, yeah. And then we'll go over to our gem softs. Hollow Focus is the one that spawns the bells around us. The only 2 things that are really needed on here are cooldown recovery 2, and then culling strike. Most of your skills are going to have culling strike in it, just to keep up the buff, and so you can make full use of that culling strike threshold that you have. Crushing Fear, I just have, I don't actually use this skill, I just kind of have stuff in here in case, because the shockwave does a lot of damage, and I'm running crit, so it does, extra damage, stuff like that. Falling Thunder, it's standard lightning attunement, concentrated area, elemental armament, and then, our crit things. I'm running pinpoint and external. Those 2 together with my tree, that me 97% chance to crit until I crit, and then it goes back down to like 70 or something like that. That with almost 300% crit damage threshold is a lot. Pretty much, it's a lot of damage. And a Chula, just to put elemental weakness on there. A sniper's mark, so that we have the increased critical damage whenever we proc it on Falling Thunder. Just way more damage that we're trying to get there. Increased magnitude to make elemental weakness do more. I think this is 73% removed right now, so it's basically any health bar, and then the extra pen that I have shreds off anything else. We have charge mark. I kind of just did this because why not? It just drops shock ground, shocks the targets, to make them take extra damage. And then culling strike 2, in case, I'm using it. Charge staff, same thing, prolonged duration. Heightened charges, I don't actually know how good this is, but I have it in here anyways, because I don't really do anything else. You're just using it for the buff, which is the 1 to 20 lightning damage per power charge, which this build, I only have 5 power charges, so it's only 5 to 100, but it adds up. And of course that's doubled, that's now, 10 to 200, so it's really nice. Elemental armament, blind 2. Blind just helps out with the invasion. And then culling strike, in case a spare, like when you're doing this, maybe like a spare charge staff shot will go out and cull something. That makes we have Monster Destruction. This is the other thing that allows Falling Thunder to do a lot of damage, because you're empowered attack. You get 68% of damage as chaos damage. It's really nice. So your combo on bosses is basically, Panda Chula, pop Monster Destruction, and then Falling Thunder. Aleph Chimes is what generates power charges for the combo. Delayed Gratification makes this combo, instead of 8, it requires 20. Which means that this Aleph Chimes gives us 5 power charges every single time we use it, which is great.
Good news for you.
Oh, look at that. A lot of money. Sorry, that threw me off. Charge perfusion gives us additional charges, which is really nice, and then also random charges for charge perfusion, or charge regulation, which I'm using. And then prolonged duration for the Purple Flames Chula buff duration, 20 seconds. It's pretty nice. It's just extra damage at all. Whirling Salt is to generate combo. It's probably the most efficient thing to generate combo. So we have Practice Combo in it. We have Rage, Citral Call just for extra combo, Blind, and then Culling Strike in case we need it. Then I'm just running a standard Ghost Dance Wind Dancer. Wind Dancer, I have Culling Strike on it because if something hits me and it pops, and they're in Cull Threshold, it will pull them, which is pretty funny to me. And then, obviously, our main skill, we have Killing Palm. Culling Strike 2 is mandatory. You have to use this. Every other thing else on here is whatever. I have Rapid Attacks 3 because the damage does not matter. It can do 100% less damage. It wouldn't matter. Or probably do 99% less damage. It wouldn't matter. 30% increased attack speed. I have Thrill to Kill 2 on here because, like, when I'm bossing, if I hit a bell, it counts as being cold. So it gave me 25% of my damage extra lightning damage for 8 seconds. It's really nice. Soul Drain, just extra mana in case I run into like a mana sucking mob that I hate. You know, I'm still recovering mana the whole time, and then Charge Perfusion to give me extra charges. Extra charges, and more importantly, the random charge, so that we can feed charge regulation to get 19% more armor. If this was level 19 or 20 gem, I'm pretty sure this would be 21% or 20 or 21% more armor evasion energy shield. Really nice to have this. 20% more critical hit chance when you have a power charge. I believe this snapshots in with Falling Thunder, so you know that's why I have so much crit chance. I probably don't need that much crit chance, but whatever. And then an increased skill speed is always really nice. So that is my gem setup. That is my gear. Oh, and then I'll just quick flash on my tree here. Like I said before, go get the crit damage. Make sure you build up your defenses. I'm running a lot of deflect chance here. So deflect makes you take 40% less damage from the hit, and then I also have trained deflection, which is +6, so I'm taking 46% less damage from each hit that's deflected. If I go over to my character, deflection rating is at 88%. When charge regulation is up with an endurance charge, it hits 95. And then, same thing, I have 69% evasion right here, but with charge regulation, it shoots up to like 72% or something like that. So, with an almost 100% chance to take 46% less damage every single time something hits me, an almost 3k energy shield, and 70% chance to dodge things, it feels pretty nice to map with. There are some things that will come across and probably mess you up a little bit, like dots. That's why I'm running poison immunity, bleed immunity. I'm running shock, but I really should be running ignite immunity. Because damage over time is one of those things that's like, it can really get you. And then I'm also running Hollow Keeper, which is a nice little point in between these two nodes. You have to allocate both of them to be able to get it, but 50% reduced effective curses on you is amazing. And then non-damaging ailments also have reduced effects, so this is like, yeah, it says right here, chill, freeze, shock, and electrocute all count as that. More importantly, it's the chill and the shock that you wanna that is for. Because shock makes you take more damage, and chill is one of the most annoying things in the game, at least in my opinion. More deflect chance up here, more jewel sockets, extra thunder threshold on weapon set 1 for Hollow Palm, just because why not? I'm clearing anyways. So that's basically it. And one more time, I got a struggle scream, just an important note, struggle scream with both a bounty hunter and hunting companion. So I don't have to go down. But if you didn't have those, you would most likely not have this portion of the tree up here. You wouldn't have like all this, and you would have to either map all the way down here and pick this up, or come into here and pick that up. And if you don't have 120 Mirror's Uxor, you'd have to get them both. So you'd have to come down in here, grab that, and you'd have to come down here and grab all this. So you can hit the threshold. Because this is these give you 200% when it's fully stacked. This give you 100%, so it's, that's together is 300. So this would be another, this is 40 here. So this is 40, 60. Here, G, there we go. 80, so we're at 380. And then you'd also have to get a Hartwell Diamond with increased culling strike threshold, which I have a 22%, which basically enables me to skip out on having these nodes here. Like, I don't need this 5, 10, 15 here, which is really nice, because that means I don't have to map down there. I'm basically fully, I'm almost capped on cull strike threshold, is why you're able to get up here. But, yeah, that's that. I will put a POB together, and then maybe like a, this is more like an endgame guide, or endgame build. You can't really like build into this or like anticipate it, but I guess, I mean, it's just generic quarterstaffs until you get Horror's Flight, in which case then you can start zipping around the screen, like I did. But yeah, that's that. We do want to talk about another thing, key note here. Martial Artist has a
time to refocus.
A node here, Wave of Stone Fist. Stone Fist transforms your weapon. So I'm gonna unallocate those two. I'm gonna look out Martial Master and then go get Wave of Stone Fist. So the Wave of Stone Fist now transforms Horror's Flight into this, which gives me evasion and energy per player level, which is nice. Onslaught on kill, which is also really nice. Extra chaos damage, great for it itself, and then Fear Overwhelming, which is not Fear Incarnate, it's very different. Fear Overwhelming gives you increased area of effect for attack skills all the way up until 100%, which is not conducive to the way that I wanted to play the skill, but it is an option. I also wanted to note that on Crushing Fear, because in this way you'd actually be using Crushing Fear, so I'm going to put that on there. Crushing Fear is a line of text on the skill. First off, its quality gives more area effect, which is already really nice with the increased area effect here, gives the skill together. And the Shockwave, 5% more area effect per power of killed target, and then 10% more damage per power of killed target. So this unique here, Eyes of the Runefather, inflicts Runefather's challenge whenever you raise your shield, and enemies that are 6 meters in front of you no more than every 2 seconds, which isn't really a problem. But this Runefather's challenge is a debuff which raises the power of inflicted targets by 5, which means that if you quickly raise your shield, it's kind of like a 1-2 playstyle. If you raise your shield and then Crushing Fear, you'll automatically get that extra, you'll get 30% from normal monsters, 30% more area of effect, and then 60% more damage on top of that, as well as the 10% more area of effect from here, and then of course the 100% increased area of effect there. So it's a little interesting to kind of play around with. I cannot run that in a T15 because I'm not set up for that, so I'll just do a random, like, I don't know, like a tier 9 map. Sure, we'll do this. I'll just do it like right in here. Take out my Tattler effect so I don't waste it. Put that back in. So I did a little testing on this. It really doesn't play much different, but it's kind of like it's a way for you to kind of use the unique as intended, which is, you know, the whole chaos explosion there. You see it goes boom. You can just do this normally, have the same effect. And the great thing is it actually affects your belt. You can hit your bells too and hold them. So I can help wait for my bell. So I'll hit my bell and hold them, and it'll still have that insane AoE on it. It's just, you know, you get more AoE if you do the recall thing real quick. But this essentially, it's a lot more controlled. It's slower, obviously, but you have a lot more control over where your character's going. People might not enjoy the old like flicker-esque playstyle. Plus, this one is big explosions, so you know, that's always great. Just something else to think about. You might want to do. Yeah, see, it's pretty large. I think it's pretty fun. And actually, with this playstyle, I think you can just you don't have to swap. Like you don't. I don't think you have to use Falling Thunder. I think you can just fall in on this. So you can do like a chomp build with this because you don't necessarily need your martial artist, but the bell really does help. Let's see if we can find the boss real quick. I guess we don't have to. We'll just do this random essence. Yeah, see? So it's massive, so just blows things up. It's pretty fun. I prefer the other playstyle though. I like zipping around the screen for like Flicker Strike. I just wish it was a little instant non-conditionalness. Here we go, here's boss. It's like in this playstyle, you wait for your bells. And you basically just play with your bells.
Dinner! Godly fiends! Let them die! When?
So it's a little true because you have to wait for your bells to proc.
Your corpse will feed the new tomorrow. You had your chance.
And you're just gonna kind of stand.
The unmaking is nigh. A shame you will not see it.
Make sure you flash your bells with that too.
Behold the beginning of tomorrow.
Yep, there you go. Nice and easy. Not too difficult. I was at C13 though, and it wasn't used to all everything. But yeah, that's the other kind of play style that I came across. Yeah, I definitely prefer the other one, but maybe, I don't know, who knows? You know, but you might like the other one. You might like the AoE explosion one versus the kind of flickery fast style. But yeah, that's it. Just want a little update. You can you don't necessarily have to use this. You could get a one of the new Delirium necklaces that have both of them on there. You can get another piece of gear that I believe there's a rune that sockets it. Oh, it's in Delirium, isn't this? Yeah, Raven Touch. It's like your helmet can get Raven Touch, and Raven Touch allows you to influence. Basically, you put a passive on your helmet, which is pretty interesting. But obviously, it'll be a little difficult. So you'll have to like, I don't know how it works with instilling a corrupted item, but you'd have to like get the Mirror's Uxor, give it Raven Touch, put one of the passives on there, then corrupt it for the 20% increase. So it might be a little bit of a hassle, but you know, just some thoughts, food for thoughts. I'm not going to do all that because I mean I got the build where I wanted to go, and that's basically it. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you'll give it a shot. I will post a POE at some point. It's just kind of generic quarterstaff, so I'll post a POE at some point whenever the POE gets updated to include all the nice skills and maybe some interactions between the two things. But yeah, I think next I will be doing a the Ordained Spear Titan, kind of like a Heaven's Fall build. I think it'll be fun. So yeah, stick around, be on the lookout for that. Other than that, hope you all have a wonderful day.